Baseball, we started games a couple of weeks ago. Last week actually.
Last week, yeah.
So far so good, except for some rain. You all probably seen if you're on Facebook, we've had some parking issues, people just blocking access to fields, blocking roadways, creating bad safety hazards. You need to get an ambulance on any of those fields. There's a couple that, were blocked and couldn't get on it. So we've taken measures to rope off certain areas that we're not allowing parking. We're putting little pink notes on certain cars that says you're not in an approved spot. And if it continues, in fact, we just put it up yesterday, so it's not a real good example because we had to cancel half our fields last night, so the crowd wasn't too big. And same thing tonight. But hopefully that'll resolve that issue. But if not, I'm going to see if I can get the police out there and start actual real parking tickets, because some of them's just it's true. We've got so much parking available around that park, especially if you count the UGO parking. I mean, there's no reason to have a parking issue. But other than that, the new age groups are going well. We've got close games. Pitching hasn't been an issue in some of the baseball age groups like we thought it would be. Big turnouts. Nice that we've had good weather. We've had awesome crowds. It's nice. We've got games. Basically, if all goes as scheduled, which we know it won't, should be ending around the first week of June or second week of June.
First week right now.
So hopefully we'll be done by the end of June. I'm going to jump around a little bit. Talk about the boot camp. We've started a fitness program up at the stage. Some of y'all may know Jeremy Jones. He grew up here in Rogersville, opened a gym in Greenville. When I was in touch with him and he was wanting to do boot camp, he's done it before, not for Parks and Rec, but we kind of partnered and we wanted to do it up at the stage. Didn't want to charge anything for it. Just to get people out and involved. And the first, it's every Thursday night at 6 o'clock. 2 weeks ago when we started, it was pouring down rain. We still had like 15, 16 people come out. We worked them out in the rain. This past week, we had like 25, I think. And with online registrations, we've actually got 30 some registered. So we're going to continue that at least through the end of June, and then we'll see where it's at, and maybe do another one in July or maybe the fall time. But that's been a great program just to get people coming and exercising and being healthy. I'm real happy about that. Then I just wanted to mention the golf clinic that we talked about last month, still on track, June 7th and 8th for kids. We'll start registering for that here next week or two. So we'll blast that out on Facebook. Then I'm going to jump into new business, and then I'll let Smiley talk about some other programs we've got coming up this summer. We're going to have a busy summer, which is great. But we're preparing the pool. We've rounded up most of our staff. We're going to have more lifeguards than we had last year, which is great. I think we've got about 15 or 16 ready to go, or at least should be ready. I think there's a few of them still scheduled to take their certification classes, maybe next week, I think. But it's great to have the numbers. There's a lot of 15 and 16-year-olds. 15 is the youngest that Red Cross will certify somebody, but basically hired everybody that is certified, and we'll make that work. I'm meeting with a guy on Thursday to look at our systems, and we are going to transfer over from chlorine pellets to liquid chlorine or bleach. He provides that. He's with the same company that Johnson City Parks and Rec uses, the brand tag.
Yeah, we like work.
Nice guy. He knew a lot of people in Rogersville. They're out of like Mossheim or somewhere over there. But, as I mentioned before, we're trying stuff. We're trying new things to cut our costs. Hopefully be a little more efficient. Had electricians up at the pool testing the lights when it was empty. They all worked. We filled it up. They all worked. I don't know what happened, but we had terrible issues with our in-pool lights last year when we flip them on. They kick a breaker within 30 seconds sometimes. Sometimes it'd stay on for hours. So hopefully that's behind us, and we have a good carefree summer, because we've got a lot of night swims, a lot of night events planned up there. Pickleball. Let's see, what else? Pool. What else? We're having orientation here in about a week. We'll get all the staff together, do our cleanings, and go over the policies and how we expect them to work and operate. A lot of the programs that Snyder talk about are pool-based. We're expanding our aquafit classes that we offered last year once a week. The flying fish now are not using that 6 o'clock slot every night for practice, so we're putting in aquafit offering during that time as well. So, there's a lot of things that we can do to get more people using that pool. I wanted to do this last year, but this summer got away from me. But we're going to plan a city picnic, full member picnic. The date for that is July 25th. That's a Tuesday. We're going to close the pool a little early to the public. Open it up at 5 o'clock so people can get off, come up, swim, eat. Details still being worked out, but that's the date we're targeting, is July 25th. Pickleball. I have taken so many calls and visitors over the last couple of weeks wondering when we're getting to pickleball. And I had 2 people come to the office yesterday asking where we're at on, and I told them about the grant that we applied for to resurface them, but I was happy to be able to tell them I've actually bought 3 posts and nets last week. It should be here next week to go ahead and install them up there. So I'm hoping early June pickleball will be in Rogersville. So we'll at least have 3 courts available.
It's like usually, it's like the going thing.
It's like wildfire.
Yeah.
My lady calls me for office sometimes. We play at school. I said, yes. She asked like if I had set it up for old people at night. And then I talked to her. I said, call that.
Well, we've not even got outdoor courts, and then some of the ones that's I've talked to, like, we need indoor courts.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't, I can't help you with that. Not yet. One day, I hope to. Until then, you need to go talk to Trey at school. But no, I'm excited too. I'm dying to play. Smiley's been talking to some other pickleball folks about getting some equipment, hopefully donated, but we're gonna end up having a clinic to, you know, raise awareness and teach people how to play. And then on this fly to talk about, we're gonna try to have a pickleball tournament towards the end of the summer. Just see what kind of response we get. Got room on one side of the tennis courts to fit 6 pickleball courts. So we're gonna put in 3 and see how that goes. If they stay full, we'll get 3 more.
Is the surface gonna be pretty, is it gonna be okay enough?
It's, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not a good surface. There's cracks. We'll have to, we're using the best side.
Yeah.
The left side's got all the tree roots in it, and it's cracked up bad. The right side, it's got cracks all over it, but it still needs resurfacing.
Yeah.
Right? But hopefully this fall, I think October, we'll get the word that we were awarded this grant, and then we'll pull what I've done up and bust it up and do it right and put it right back down. But till then, we'll have a place to play. Is that all right?
So grant, we should hear like in October.
I'm told we should hear something in October about both of the grants.
Okay.
I think I got another new game that would be really, really popular there. Put it up. You've heard of it. 9 square.
9, Foursquare.
And this one's a 9 square. It's like kind of the same concept. I'll send you a link to it, but it is super.
It's got 3, 3, and 3 instead of 2 and 2.
Yeah, and you start with 1 in the middle or from around, and once you're like it lands in your square, you go out and go to the end. This is the thing that you put in the ground. Does that make sense? So, I mean, we got it, and
Is it like in the ground? So you couldn't just paint?
no, it's off the ground, 7 feet off the ground. And so.
Almost like volleyball net, almost where you gotta kind of hit it.
Yeah,
I've seen that, yeah.
We got one, Erica Phillips bought them for all the high schools in the county. I mean, they're like, kid volleyball.
Will's talked about it.
And I like it too, I'm not gonna push you because they don't need scrubs, it's a blast. But it's very popular, it's something that you could put up, you know, in a field, you could put up, take a game on, it's a wonderful time.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, forward that link to it, like, so he can forward it to, yeah.
And one other thing that I'll mention, it's not on, I think it's on this flyer, but we do have summer camp being planned in July for a week, so I'm really excited about that. A lot of fun activities, educational activities, and a lot of swimming. But 4-H is awesome. They're helping. We're still working out the specifics, but week long, all day. All they're gonna do is about 150 kids, just to see how it goes. Good stuff. Things happen. With that, I'll let Smiley kind of show you what we've been planning and he's been working hard on.
So, backstory to this, when I started last July, Matthew just finished with kickball, and so there was nothing going on until flag football, like mid-August. So, the first 2.5, 3 weeks there was nothing going on other than just kind of planning for flag football. So I kind of decided I wanted to figure out how to keep us a little more busy in the summer. So I've been working on this since about August. I've worked on it for about 4 weeks before I presented it to Matthew, just to this idea I had of keep something going on about every week in the summer. And I presented it to Matthew, and Matthew liked the idea, so I've kind of come up with this, the inaugural 2023 Summer of Fun. And basically on like the second page, as you'll look, it's got all the different events that we've got that we're going to have during the summer. Basically how it'll work out is there's something going on every single week from the end of May through the beginning of August, with stuff alternating. Like on Friday nights, like every other Friday, we'll have like some kind of moonlight swim or activity at the pool. And then every other Saturday we'll have some kind of, whether it's like a sports tournament or some kind of just like activity to do at the park. So like the first week we'll start off on the 27th of May. We'll start with the wiffle ball tournament on Saturday, and then the next week we'll have our first moonlight swim of the summer, but then like nothing on Saturday. The week after you'll have nothing on Friday, but something on Saturday. So something that just goes something going on every single week on the weekend at the park. And just a couple of things to highlight with it is Matthew mentioned the youth golf clinic that we're having for kids at the golf course to kind of teach kids the fundamentals of golf and get involved. In the middle of July, on July 14th, we're going to have a guys and dolls golf night, something that me and Brent and Trey have talked about a few times, of basically just like a couples night at the golf course, where you come out. I think Brent sent me the number of, I think it'd be $40 per couple, where you come out, you'll get 9 holes of golf, and Brent's gonna like cook burgers and that sort of thing, so you kind of go out and have a little dinner at the golf course, and then go play 9 holes with your spouse or whatever. So I'm really excited for that. Kind of get golf involved with our department. Just some other things like disc golf. We're gonna have our own disc golf tournament to kind of give for our locals to get involved. That's not the big sanctioned tournaments that come in twice a year. So we want to kind of do some of our own to give those locals, let them come in and actually kind of play in their own little tournament. Beach volleyball, something that I know that I found pictures that they used to do it years ago. So like that'd be kind of something fun to bring back. And I've got the weekend of 4th of July, we'll start with on July 1st, a cornhole tournament. I've been talking with Josh Mao, who does a lot of those big tournaments. We're going to have one at the park, whether it's, I don't know if it's going to be either at the tennis courts or over at the stage. Not sure yet, but we'll have it there, and bring some people out to play some cornhole. Everybody loves to play cornhole. And then like 4th of July, we're still going to do our normal kickball, but I know that in years past we used to do like a 3v3 basketball, and I figured that those two groups kind of don't conflict with one another. So we're going to bring 3v3 basketball back as well. So on the 4th, we'll have both kickball going on as well as 3v3 basketball going on at the park. And like Matthew mentioned, doing pickleball, something I'm pretty pumped for. I've been talking with Joellen Ryan. She's the Hawkins County USA Pickleball Ambassador. And she's been talking about potential of trying to help get us some paddles, some equipment and balls and stuff, and she's going to help us. We're going to have some kind of introductory clinic in like the middle of June or something like that, of just come out to the pickleball courts and learn how to play. We'll hopefully have some equipment to supply for those who've never played before, and she'll just kind of teach you the basics of pickleball, and then hopefully use that time to be like, hey, well, while you're here learning, later in the summer in July we're going to have a pickleball tournament. Nothing serious, really, just just give them something and just test what they've learned and that sort of thing. On our other weekend programs, we'll start with we got painting in the park. Her name's Chrissy I think her business is This That Painting. I almost look at it like she's kind of like Bob Ross type stuff, where she will like teach you how to paint paint a picture and that stuff. She's gonna have that out at the stage. So
For a small fee,
Yeah, for
she
small,
provides all
yeah.
the supplies. You show up, we're all painting the same painting.
yeah,
That's one I'm real excited about.
yeah, I think that's gonna be really cool to do. One of the things with the Moonlight Swims is we're gonna have a karaoke night at the pool. So one of those Moonlight Swims will be karaoke night. So Trey and Brock can sing some Backstreet Boys for everybody.
Y'all selling beer?
Do what?
Y'all selling beer?
They don't sell it.
So really, really excited for that. Another thing would be we're going to do bingo in the park over at the stage from when we did it back in January, where everybody's packed in like sardines. So we're going to do it to bring more people in. We're going to have it at the stage where just bring your lawn chair out and we'll supply the boards and come out and play some bingo for a couple hours. Another big thing that I actually got it finalized a couple hours ago, we're just going to have a movie night at the park. I don't know what movie yet, but I've gone through, his name's Robbie from Now Event Group, used to be known as Funville Events. He's got one of those big 20-foot inflatable screens and speakers that he's going to bring out and show for free for the community to come out and enjoy one night over at the stage. Just bring your lawn chairs or a towel, sit down and watch a movie. Don't know what movie yet, but still working that part out. But really, really excited for that. And then we're going to end the year with a back to school bash at the pool. We've got 2 nights for it. So like the first night on Friday night would be like your high school kids, for them to give them something right before they go back to school. And then Saturday night would be for all your other, like your kindergarten through 8th graders. So that way, I feel like a lot of your high schoolers probably aren't going to come to something where a bunch of little kids are. So if you could separate that in 2 different nights would be fine. Only other thing I like to mention is on this, I've got at the bottom of the page that TriStar Physical Therapy has been generous enough to sponsor this for us to help kind of alleviate some of the cost. One of those would be for our sports, our weekend tournaments. I've designed one t-shirt that's got a cool design on it that everybody who wins these tournaments get. So just kind of a way of, at the end of the summer, there could potentially 30 to 40 people would have this same shirt that could just be walking around town or something, and you might run into somebody you've never met, but they've got that same shirt on, that, you know, strike up a conversation and talk about what sports you want and that sort of thing. And just another way to help kind of promote the summer and that sort of thing. And like I mentioned, we added a bunch of more Moonlight Swims because those went off really well last summer, and we heard from a lot of people that wanted more Moonlight Swims, wanted those to come back. So we've added some more of those. It's really the gist of it. So I'm super pumped for it. I've been doing this working on this since last August, so I'm glad to finally have everything finalized.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
And you can tell your passion about it.
It's going to be a busy summer.
Yeah.
We're throwing a lot at everybody. More excited.
I think it's
Hopefully
great
the
for
community will be too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, town needs this, you know.
Yeah, I hope it goes off really well, especially for these sports, to get these adults kind of back involved. That was, you know, we've got the youth for our other sports, you know, baseball and softball and that sort of thing, but to kind of get the adults back involved in many different ways, I think would be cool too. And, you know, like with your painting in the park, that's for any and all ages. You know, your kids can go out there and go paint, or your senior citizens can.
And that's an area of recreation that I think gets overlooked sometimes. The cultural arts and that's one I'm real excited. It's easy. Games are fun. Sports are fun. Music and arts is just another angle that I want to keep pursuing, along with, you know, fitness stuff. I think that's really important. I think we all get with that. So I'm really happy about the partnerships that we've made to try to execute the program. Keep building on that. That's a lot. That's what we got. So this flyer, we're gonna have it nice and printed on some of the walls, that's it printed in little squares that we'll send out to the schools, send before the kids go home. You can just see this lot.
I think our plan is we'll hopefully to post this and announce it tomorrow. Kind of, I told my I didn't want to wait, just wanted to show y'all what we were working on this time before we put it out there to the public. So I think we can probably post it tomorrow and just hope for great turnouts for all this stuff. Weather pending too. Hopefully the weather will be nice too for a lot of it. I'd like to build off of this for the future to where it goes off really well this year. Maybe a couple years down the road, you might be able to do something through the week and have stuff kind of going on all the time.
The road, we have an indoor. Start looking at their.
We appreciate the work. Yeah, it can some of the time. Yeah, it's really improved. Okay, good.